Hello everyone, welcomes to my GH Soap Gossip Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Memorial service follows wedding. Gregory falls at Pursuit and Brook Lynn's gathering. General Emergency Clinic spoilers uncover that Harrison Pursuit, Josh Swickard, and Stream Lynn Quartermain don't appear to acknowledge exactly the way in which Gregory Pursuit is blurring. Pursuit and Stream Lynn chose to knock up their wedding date for Gregory, but on the other hand they're coming down on him. Gregory attempted to considerately decline when Stream Lynn and Pursuit requested that he be their wedding officiant. Since ALS additionally influences discourse, Gregory communicated worry about slurring his words and not being as expected comprehended while he's driving the cheerful couple through their commitments. In any case, Pursuit and Stream Lynn guaranteed Gregory that he didn't need to stress over saying everything precisely on. How is it that Gregory could say no when Stream Lynn and Pursuit behaved like their exceptional day couldn't be finished without him playing out the function? Pursuit and Brook Lynn consented to have one more officiant on reserve on the off chance that Gregory needed to bow out, yet they've forced Gregory into a tight spot where he'll fear he will let them down. Gregory froze up at the Metro Court as of late until Tracy Quartermain came to his guide, so his condition is deteriorating rapidly. Despite the fact that Gregory is attempting to hold tight and remain solid until the wedding, it's not difficult to envision him falling at the gathering. Stream Lynn and Pursuit might get their merry pre-marriage ceremony, yet the fallout could bring catastrophe. There could be a circumstance where Gregory falls over and must be hurried to GH in an emergency vehicle. Gregory could wind up out of commission and experience the remainder of his fast decay before long. There's even an opportunity the pressure that Gregory's under will prompt some other unexpected problems that could speed his destruction along. It doesn't seem as though the show will offer any Marvel fixes or an off-base finding here. All signs highlight Gregory dying from this ailment at last, so Brook Lynn and Pursuit's wedding might be the start of the end. It could prepare for Gregory's memorial service once the last phases of his decay work out, so stay with us for refreshes on the miserable news that is fermenting. General Medical Clinic spoilers say a few troublesome days are ahead for Gregory and individuals he thinks often about, so remain tuned. Finn and Elizabeth set out to really focus. Who is setting Finn up? General Medical Clinic spoilers bother that Hamilton Finn and Elizabeth Weber believe they're onto something, and they're set on sorting out reality behind the claim accusing Finn of misbehavior. Since the day he found out about the claims against him, Finn realized this claim could obliterate his vocation. It was only after this week that he understood it could likewise lift him in the event that he can sort out why Mrs. Muldoon has recorded this claim while there is proof that her late spouse had proactively been cautioned about his disease screening before he at any point saw Finn. This implies either the departed or his significant other set up the clinic and Finn to run a trick, and we can wager Elizabeth and Finn won't permit that. Finn and Elizabeth rushed to act and save Adam Wright's life after he was carried into the trauma center with likely just minutes left to live. Finn lacked the opportunity to address whether the choices he was making at the time should have been controlled by a regulating doctor as a state of his trial period with the medical clinic while they are effectively entangled in a negligence claim against him. All things being equal, he acted and saved a young fellow's life. So when somebody begins seeking clarification on some pressing issues, Elizabeth will undoubtedly have Finn covered, yet could that land her in comparative hot water even as head nurture? Subsequent to talking with a patient contact, Dr. Sawyer, this week, Finn and Elizabeth feel certain that Dennis Muldoon realized he had malignant growth. As a matter of fact, it's beginning to seem as though he looked for direction from an oncologist and afterward attempted to make way for Finn to accept any consequence for him not being analyzed sufficiently early to save his life. As such, Mr. Muldoon might have taken his best cut at setting up his passing to abandon justification for a claim that his significant other could follow up on. Oof! The medical clinic could actually possess Liz and Finn the world when they sort out this plan and extra the medical clinic from a milestone claim that could bring them down. Finn knew quickly that somebody on the opposite finish of this claim was on a mission to get him, however he didn't actually think about it literally. It hasn't occurred to him that this claim is anything over somebody attempting to take advantage of an awful circumstance, perhaps that they arranged from the very start of Mr. Muldoon learned he probably had malignant growth. Before long, however, it will turn out to be much more clear that there are private thought processes engaged with this takedown of both Finn and Elizabeth, as well as broad emergency clinic. Remain tuned for additional GH news and spoilers to figure out why. A concerned Alexis monitors Finn after he gives his testimony. General Clinic spoilers and updates bother in the current week's sneak look. A concerned Alexis Davis monitors Hamilton Finn, Michael Easton. But a little late, after he's as of now given his declaration at his negligence preliminary, yet she's there. Past to court being called, Sam McCall discovered some intriguing intel about the Muldoon family that could influence the result of the case. It just so happens, Dennis Muldoon and his better half Mrs. Muldoon, Annie Tedesco, were in Chapter 11 subsequent to losing cash when the Aurora Media LQ consolidation fizzled. Martin Dark, Michael E. Knight then, at that point, inquired as to whether he could add another observer, reasonable Sam, so she could introduce her discoveries. The promotion opens after Finn has proactively affirmed and Tracy Quartermaine, Jane Elliott, has shown up later than expected. She's remaining before a backseat with Gregory pursue. Martin, Finn, and Elizabeth Baldwin are remaining behind the guidance table watching Mrs. Muldoon converse with Diane outside in the corridor. Tracy noticed the court is in break, and Finn completes her sentence and says she, meaning Diane, has trusted the evidence speak for itself. Tracy says so you're up straight away. Finn explains, saying no, she meaning Diane currently called him as an observer. My experience on the stand is done. It turns out Tracy isn't the only one behind schedule. Alexis comes running in and apologizes for being late and asks Finn how'd it go. Tracy interferes, saying Finn just let them know he'd been called as an observer by the offended party. Alexis needs more subtleties, and Finn says charm, communicating help. Alexis says that is great. Then, at that point, Elizabeth hops into the discussion and makes sense of it was rough, however Sam might have made all the difference. Alexis inquires Sam where is she. Martin expresses she's out pursuing down more data. Alexis needs more subtleties, asking what the data is relating to, and Finn makes sense of that. Muldoon had been seeing an oncologist for a really long time before he at any point came to see him. That appears to be peculiar to Alexis, as well as every other person. She asks how an oncologist would miss stage 4 disease, and Gregory says he didn't. Everybody's doubt is that Finn was set up. That Muldoon definitely realized he had malignant growth and he and General Medical Clinic were focused on for a misbehavior suit. Sam is possible attempting to find the oncologist being referred to and wanting to summon the clinical records.